So how can you get a bargain on your next house? Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Eva, a mortgage professional talking all things finance. Now, as the title of the video says, today I'm going to be talking about my 3 tips on how to get a bargain on your next house. Now listen, the property market is absolutely booming right now. People are constantly outbidding each other. Houses are literally gone within days of being marketed. It's absolute mayhem, okay? And it's causing the property prices to go through the absolute roof. So how can you actually get a bargain during these difficult times? Well, let me show you. But before we jump into the video, if you could give it a big thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel down below, that would help me massively. But without further ado, let's jump right into the video. So my tip number 1 is to search the likes of Facebook or GUMTREE. And no, I'm not crazy. Well, maybe a little bit, but not with this particular tip. Now hear me out, okay? Hear me out. What a lot of people don't realise nowadays is that you do not have to use an estate agent to sell or buy a house. They are simply professional sellers helping you to sell a house. So if you're a buyer, they don't work on your behalf. They're only working for the benefit of the seller. So always keep that in mind. Now, when it comes to people advertising on the likes of Facebook or GUMTREE, that can actually work to your advantage because those people do not have a professional seller working for them. That can make it easier for you to strike a good deal with them, especially if they like you. So always be nice to them, okay? As well as that, the sellers won't have any estate agent fees to pay, so they could potentially pass that saving on to you, if they're nice, that is. With this approach, you also don't have the estate agents constantly pressuring you and telling you that there's so many different people bidding for this property. I mean, yes, the sellers could take on that tactic as well, but hopefully they won't. Either way, always bid below the asking price first and then work your way up. Now tip number 2 is going to be a little bit controversial, and if there are any estate agents currently subscribed to my channel, I can guarantee they're going to unsubscribe very shortly. But I want you to get a good deal on your next property, so I'm going to share this tip with you. So anyways, tip number 2 is to actually contact the seller directly. So listen, if you see a for sale sign, there is nothing stopping you knocking on that door and just having a conversation with the sellers. I mean, they might think it a bit weird, so I can't guarantee that it's going to go well. However, if you don't try, you don't get. Now remember what I mentioned in tip 1. If the sellers sell to you directly, then 9 times out of 10, they won't have any estate agent fees to pay. Now listen, this all depends on the contract that they signed with their estate agents, as they could potentially state in the contract that they cannot sell directly. I don't know. But as I mentioned, from your point of view, if you don't try, you don't get, and it's up to the sellers to figure out what's in their contract so that they avoid paying any penalties. But providing, obviously, the contract is quite flexible, there is nothing stopping you from actually putting in an offer. And you never know, that could be either the first offer or even the first viewing that those people have had. So it could be your chance to get a bargain. And my last tip is to actually go on a hunt. And this is probably the most exciting tip that I'm going to give you, but it only really works if you're not that desperate to buy a house now, as it could take some time before you actually find the right property. But basically what I mean by going on a hunt is that I want you to explore the areas that you'd ideally like to live in. So whether it be a city, town, or even a particular street that you've seen and you want to live on, this is the method for you. Now I want you to approach houses that do not have the for sale sign currently, and all you need to do is just write on a piece of paper your contact details and a short message to say, look, I'm interested in your house. Are you currently open to offers? If so, this is how much I'm willing to offer you to purchase your house. Now this is a long shot, okay? So you may never hear back from these people, especially obviously if they're not interested in selling the house. However, what you might find is that sometimes people will think about selling the property but not actively doing anything about it just yet, for a number of reasons. But from your point of view, you may potentially catch someone at a stage where they're actually kind of ready to sell, but perhaps they're a bit worried that it's going to take ages, or that perhaps it's going to go too quick. You know, they may not want to involve professional estate agents at this stage. But if they have your offer on the table, that gives them something to think about, and therefore they are more likely to actually get in touch with with you to discuss it a bit further. I'm not saying they're going to accept it straight away, but stranger things have happened. So once again, if you don't try, you don't get. And on that note, this is it for today's video, guys. I hope these tips were useful in hopefully getting you a bargain on your next house. If you do use any of them, do let me know the outcome in the comment section down below, as I'm very keen to know how it goes. Personally, I'll definitely be implementing at least one of those strategies when I'm looking for my next house. And as always, I'll document the process. So if you don't want to miss out, make sure you subscribe and stick around. But anyways, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys back on Friday with a brand new video. Bye guys. Right. Oh, that's a bit better, isn't it? Right, let's scrap that and let's record again. Shut.